everybody. Happy Sunday. What a mess on my desk. Yeah, I'm going to make a card with you guys tonight. It's not a Christmas card, but I've been playing and I've got, crikey, a series of bits and pieces here that, yeah, I think we'll just get going. It will all become evident as we go along. Yeah, it's going to be like a birthday card. Well, it is a birthday card. It will be a birthday card. But, yeah, I just got some sets out and I'm just having a bit of a play this afternoon. And, yep, I've got it sorted in my mind. And I think we'll just get going. Now, I got these scraps out. And this is often a good way to decide on a colour combination. Now, I had these scraps. I keep my papers in a little folder, and any scraps I pop back in there in case I need them. Now, this is Mossy Meadow. This is Calypso Coral, Crushed Curry, Old Olive, and Basic Beige. Now, I got those colours out, and I thought, I am going to challenge myself to make a card using those colours, and I think I'm on the money. Now, at the time of this was being filmed, this was in the, I think this one was in the Last Chance products. It is the beautiful Elements of Text. I think everybody needs to have something like this in their arsenal. And we're going to use that. I'm also using this one. I'm going to put all the details down below. And yeah, I'm also using I think it's a die from this one here. And we're going to use this Happy Birthday. I'm telling you guys, I've had a lovely afternoon just pulling all these things out and seeing if I can make something with them. This set here in Australia is currently in the Last Chance products. I have not even used it, but we're going to do something with this, and I think it's going to be rather sweet. I think we'll just get going because in my head this is, yeah. And I know you're going, what is all this stuff? Now, you know I'm going to lose half of this stuff, don't you? Right, so what I have here is an Old Olive card base. I've scored that at the normal size. Guys, please, if you don't have the card mat templates, they're free. I'll email them to you. You need to email me, Tilly2145 at gmail.com. Once I receive your request, I can shoot these back to you. You get it in a sheet like this. They're very, very handy to have. So, and I use them all the time, and in my videos I will refer to them. It saves me having to say this measurement, that measurement, and all the rest of it, okay? So this is a standard card base, whatever that is in your country, and I've scored that in half, and now I've just folded that. Let's pop that over there for a sec. I have a piece of Basic Beige, and it is matte 1. Now, I have embossed that. I have embossed that with the beautiful, what is it called? Crikey. I've got this written down somewhere. Where did I write it down? Hang on. It is called, the Damask embossing folder. Yeah. So it's gorgeous. It's very subtle, especially on the Basic Beige. So that is matte 1. That will go eventually on the front of our card like that. This is using the measurements that are in the template. If I say matte 1 and you're not in a country that uses A4 metric, then you can whiz down to this US letter size and see what matte 1 is. That's the whole point of that. So we've got matte 1. I've embossed that. While I was embossing, I took another matte 1, and this is going to be for the inside of the card, and I just embossed the bottom half of that. Not the bottom half, but just a bit on the bottom. Now I taped it because sometimes they move, so I just taped it from the back. And yeah, that's a handy little tip to know too. Okay, so I have two matte ones, excuse me, in basic beige. One is for the inside of the card, one is for the front. We've got our old olive card base. Sorry guys, I just had to have a mouthful of drink. I've got matte 5 in old olive, matte 6 in basic beige. I have another piece of old olive which is matte 9. All of this is going to be down in the description below. I've got a fair few bits of scraps here, old olive and basic beige. These scraps were just to give me an idea of what the colours I wanted to use, okay? Now, I'm also using this gorgeous ribbon. It's two-sided. So it's green, mossy meadow and gold on one side, and then quite gold with the mossy meadow edges on it. We're going to use that. What else was I going to use? These beautiful loose sequins. Yeah, look, come with me while I make this, okay? I probably, you know, a picture tells 1,000 words, okay? So let's do that. So on this matte 6 basic beige, I'm going to do a few things, okay? Now, this is the piece of scrap of mossy meadow that I cut out 2 of these leaves with, okay? Now, I've actually just covered one of them with these little post-it notes. I've put some little bits of liquid glue, just little dots, especially for these little bits that tend to want to bend up and stuff. And I've let that dry. Now, that means that this is now repositional. Okay, so I'm going to take my piece of basic beige that is going to be on the front of this card, and I want to find roughly the center, and I'm going to put one leaf up there. Now I'm going to use one of our blending brushes and some old olive. Yeah, old olive. Now, you don't want this to be too heavy. You can see where I've already had a practice shot. Now, where I've put the glue on these, I can stick those down and hopefully they won't move. Now, you probably won't notice much of a difference with this until I remove this mask, okay? So I'm just going around in circles, being very, very careful not to tear those little pieces. I'm going to lift that off now, and you will see that we have a shadow. So I'm going to do that again, but I'm going to lay it down this way so that I have two of these leaf shadows. Now I can move this around and see where I want it, okay? So I kind of want it like that. And yes, if they overlap, it's not a big deal, okay? So just pop those back down again. Because that glue was allowed to dry, I can keep using this as a mask. So I'm just going to keep going. These are little things that just, you know, add so much extra to your card. And they're simple little things. So, yeah. Okay. Look at that. Now I'm going to turn that around and I'm going to do the same thing on this side, okay? So I can see where they are. I can see where the edges are. I'm just going to pop that down. And they don't have to be like exactly measured, okay? Just remember that. We just want the shadow of these leaves in the background. Okay, now I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to move it down and do exactly the same thing. Easy peasy. Now I can keep this. I can keep this little mask and use it over and over and over again. And it was rubbish. It was destined for the bin because that's what I cut the two mossy meadow leaves out of. So that's that. I can pop that away. So I'll give you a close look at that. It's very soft. It's really, really a background, and that's what we want, a soft background. Okay, so that's that done. Okay, now the other thing I wanted to do was I'm going to use this gorgeous scripty one, and in crumb cake I'm going to stamp this basically in the center of this piece here. Now I think it's wider than the actual piece of cardstock, but that's fine. I'm just going to pop that in. That is seriously, that block is not big enough. Hang on. I don't know why I thought that was a good idea. Hold your horses, honey, while I get a bigger block. Ugh. I don't think I've got a bigger block. Where's my really big block? Hang on. Here it is. Hold on. Right. Now, let me start that again. I don't know why I thought that was going to be a good idea. All right, so I've stamped this up in crumb cake. It's nonsense. You can't really see what it says, and it doesn't even matter if it's straight or not, but I'm going to pop that sort of like straight in the middle. Just another bit of background. Now while I've got this out, I think I'll stamp this piece of matte 9 of, no, look, I'll wait because I'll probably just confuse everybody. Okay, so we've got this now. We've got this beautiful piece, and we're going to start building this gorgeous, gorgeous floral scene. But look, I wanted to do something a little bit different. Now, I've got one of these, it's a glue pen, okay? And it just puts little bits of glue here and there and everywhere. Now, I'm going to do the same thing that I did with the mask. I'm just going to put some bits of glue, and I'm just putting it everywhere, and I'm actually going to wait for that to dry and put some metallic leafing on that. So just bear with me while I do this. You have to do this first so that it'll dry. Okay, now where have I not done? I haven't done these three. Why would I start in the middle somewhere? Crikey, I don't know. Let's just put some on here. Just like that, and we'll let that one dry, and then we'll do this one. This time I will start in a methodical sort of order. Now I'm just doubling that glue on there and then just basically wiping it over with my finger. Now I don't know, I have no idea how this is going to turn out. Could be a huge mistake. We'll find out. We'll find out together, guys, as per usual. Right, so that's just some glue, and when it dries it becomes tacky. So yeah, and I've got it all over me now. So luckily I've got this piece of scrap paper here, and I'm going to actually open it up because I want to be able to sort of tip this back into the jar. Now, I've also got a bit of a sponge. It's just an ordinary sponge. Now, I've had this stuff for years. It is like the gold foil flake, but I don't know if you can see, there's silver, gold and copper in this. And I just thought that might be interesting. So I thought we might just see. Look, some of the copper has got these really interesting colours on it. So I just thought I'd pop that on there like that. And then do the rest of it with the gold and silver. So we've got all three metals present. So here's some silver. We'll put some silver on. And it is not going to cover the whole leaf. Remember, we just did a little bit of glue here, there and everywhere. So now we'll put some gold down. Put some, oh, that's more silver than anything else. Where's some gold? And this stuff, trust me, it gets everywhere. So now that I've done that, and it's pretty random, guys. There's no thought whatsoever in the placement of that. So now I'm going to just sort of scrub that off with the sponge, and you'll see that it leaves this gorgeous, grungy sort of finish on it. And it's really lovely. So there's those. Now I'm going to pop those out of the way while I attempt to get rid of this. Yes, you get it everywhere. So I would normally put that back in the jar, but I think I've got enough in there to last me till I'm 110. So not a great idea to have the ceiling fan going when you're using that stuff. But look what we've got here now. We've got these really interesting leaves. And I went ahead and I've stamped some other leaves. So I want 3, I think. I want 3. I've stamped them, cut them out. I've got a couple of flowers here. And we're going to arrange these on our little piece that we brushed our ink on with, and stamped our background. So I'm going to pop some glue on the back of this and lay these down now, these 2 sets of leaves. So I want them to go kind of in the middle between those 2 that we've just brushed on with our mask. Look, I would normally be a little bit neater with this. It's all over the place, but what do you think about that? Something quite unusual, something a bit different. So I might actually pop a bit of glue under that one there, because hang on about that one. Oh no, it's got glue. Okay, so I've got those there now. I stamped these 2 flowers, and these are 2 of the large flowers from that Everyday You and Me. Now they're going to go somehow on here. Now I might pop those up. I didn't get any I didn't get any, what do you call those things, dimensionals, but I think we will pop at least one of them up. So let me see if I want them both popped up or just one. I think just one. So we'll we'll pop this one down, we'll glue this one down. I'm just going to pop some glue in the middle because I want to actually add these leaves to that. So I want to go up and slightly down with that. So I'll take this off here. If I can. Yeah, take your pick. Still missing. Don't know what I've done with it, guys. Okay, so that's going to go on there like that. They're slightly overlapping. And then I've got leaves that I can fit in and around here. So let's just have a look at those and see where we're going to pop them, okay? I think that's going to look okay. What do you reckon? What do you think? I like that one. I like that one kind of under there. So we'll pop that one in. I'll put a little bit of glue on it. I'll slide it back in under there because I quite liked that. Quite liked that under there like that. We'll pop this one in here. And have them coming out at different heights, and that makes them look a little bit different. Different heights and different angles. And girls and boys, we've got ourselves a beautiful, beautiful topper for a card. Now, this is going to go on to the matte 5 in the old olive, but I want to do something with this. Just bear with me. Oh, here they are, here they are. I thought I'd put them somewhere safe. Now, these were scraps. Now, I didn't even measure these, but I will, I guess. This is like roughly 2 centimetres or, you know, 3/4 of an inch. And all I want to do is, before I pop that onto there, I'm going to glue, I'm going to cut this just so that I've got panels of it, because this is not quite long enough, okay? So I just want to make sure I've got enough, and by enough I mean about that much, okay? I'm going to glue that onto the back of this basic beige piece. Now I want it to be around about the centre, okay? Now I've got glue all over it. Hang on. Crikey. Let's have a look. That looks good to me. And I'm going to do the same on this side here. So, and we are going to trim these off, and we're going to do some other things with this as well. So if I line this up on my grid mat, I can roughly see where I want to pop that. And it's going to be basically, oops, around about there. Look, I haven't done any formal measurements there. I've just sort of eyeballed that. And that's it. Oh, crikey, now there's glue all over it. Hang on. There we go. Now, nobody's going to see those on the back, but this is what we're going to do. We're going to glue this onto here now. Okay. And I'm just going to glue it straight down. And I want to pop a bit of glue, just whatever is inside the measurements of this basic beige. So don't glue these pieces yet, okay? Don't glue those pieces yet. Got a nice little border. So just check your border all the way around, and we're going to glue that onto there. So you've got these two tabs that are poking out, just like that. Which might look a bit weird at the moment, but yep, it'll all come together in a minute. I can't stop looking at that beautiful metallic on those leaves. I just think that's so nice. Okay, so now that is our the front of our card, but we're going to do some other things to the front of our card as well. So what I want to do is take this. Oh no, I don't want to take this yet. I want to get this part. This is the piece that has been embossed. Crikey, I feel like I'm all over the place, guys. Hang on while I just have some coffee. Hang on. Sorry. I've got a million things happening here. So I've got this piece here. Now this is going to actually sit on here. Now we're not gluing this down itself, but we are going to do something with it. Now what I want you to do is I want you to lay this on here just like that, and take a rule, and if you've got one of these embossing tools, you know, it's got like a ball point on the front of it, I want you to just give this a bit of a score. Now you could of course just use a pencil and then do it on your paper trimmer, but this is just as easy. So we're only doing that on one side, and that is on this side here. So I'm going to actually fold that over and give that a bit of a rub with my, what do you call this thing? Bone folder, crikey. And I've just put a dirty mark on that, so that's annoyed me. So just hang on 2 seconds. I don't know what's on there, but there we go. Right. So now I'm going to glue that in place just on this tab onto the back. Okay, so that's all I'm going to put glue on, is I'm going to line this up, get it where I want it, have it nice and centered up, and then I'm going to lay it down and glue this tab only. Look, I hope, let me just see if I can turn this around. So I'm going to open this tab out and I'm going to put glue on it. And it's going to be glued to the back of this gorgeous, gorgeous embossed piece of basic beige. And you might be thinking, I can't understand where this is going, Jill. Yep, well, it'll all become clear as mud very, very soon. So I've turned that under, I've glued that there, and now I'm going to take my embossing ball tip, and I'm actually going to line it up with the edge of the green, the old olive, and I'm going to do the same thing again. And this now will be glued onto the front of the card. So we need to turn that back and open it out and just pop a little bit of glue in this little bit there. Now don't go right up to it, because when you squash it down, you might use some glue out and it might glue where we don't want it to be glued. Okay, so you can reinforce that fold once you've got it in place. And I'm just going to give that, whatever that was on there, I'm just going to give that a little bit of a rub, just so that glue sets. Okay, I hope I was in green then. There we go, look. So now we've got this front panel that actually opens like that. Okay. And we're going to take our little piece of matte 9 in the old olive, and this is going to be hidden under here. So this is going to be like a little secret panel, okay? So I'm going to line that up. Basically, it doesn't have to be like perfect, guys, because, you know, you've got this odd measurement here. This is going in behind here. I'm just eyeballing it. Just make sure it's horizontally straight and that it's hidden when that's closed, okay? And now I can cut this tab off with the edge of the basic beige. Just like that. Okay. Right, that's that. Now, we've got our little piece of old olive in there, and I have some scraps of the basic beige as well. So what I want to do is I want to stamp happy birthday on here, and I want to treat this with that same text stamp. But what I want to do is I just want to measure this, because I haven't, you know, as I said, half of this has not been done. So I need to make sure I've got enough room for happy birthday, and I'm just going to eyeball this and pop a mark about there. Make sure that that stamp's going to fit in there. Yep, I'm going to snip that off with my little guillotine because I want a nice straight edge. So there we go there. And just to tie that into the rest of the card, I'm going to re-ink this up and with the crumb cake. And I'm going to stamp. I don't know if that's straight or not. It's a little bit of a roulette wheel around here at the moment. So I've got that. It's giving it a bit of texture. In the Mossy Meadow, yes, Mossy Meadow, I'm going to ink up the happy birthday. But I want to first of all put a bit of... No, I have to do this first. Sorry guys. Crikey. You must come onto my channel and you must go, oh my gosh, what is going to happen on there today? Okay, I'm just going to stamp happy birthday. Okay. In the gorgeous Mossy Meadow. Now, in the old olive, I'm going to stamp these little leaves. And I'm just going to sort of nestle them around our gorgeous little happy birthday message. And there you go. It's just tying the front in with the rest of it. Now that can go under our little secret panel. That's going to go on there, okay? So I've just cut that to suit my sentiment. So whatever sentiment you guys choose to use, you can pop that scrap in accordingly, okay? So now that is going onto our card front, just like that. So it's got like a bit of a front secret flap with a message underneath it. So I'm going to pop that on there. I've got another little border, gorgeous little matte border, and on here, which is the insert for our card, I am simply going to stamp the, I haven't used this stamp, so we'll give it a test run. It is from Handmade Designs. I think this might be in the last chance products sale list. So have the best day. Have the best day. Just be careful that you don't get any ink around there. I'm going to line that up, I hope. Most things end with I hope. I hope that's straight. Gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. And that is going inside our card. Now we've got this beautiful bit of embossing here. Now I haven't really thought too much about doing that before, but yeah, now if that bothers you that you can see the edge of the embossing, you can see the edge of the embossing. Let me show you what you can do. You can take your paper trimmer with your scoring blade, and you can just line that up just like that and do a bit of scoring. I don't even think that worked. Hang on, hold your horses, honey. Bit of scoring. And that will accentuate the line so it doesn't look like it's meant to be a mistake. So I'm going to pop that inside the card, and then we're going to put some of these gorgeous gold loose sequins around. Look, let me know what you think about doing this embossing or partial embossing on the insert in the card. Now this is light enough to write on now. So now I'm going to take some of these gorgeous, gorgeous sequins, if I can get the thing open. And this is where you do definitely need your take your pick. And I just thought I'd pop a couple of little drops of glue just around. And put some sequins on them. Now, what am I going to pick them up with? Where's that little wax thing I had the other day? Oh dear. Who knows? I do. I just found it in the drawer. Hang on. Where's my take your pick? If that thing does not turn up, I'm telling you guys, I will need to buy another one because I am absolutely lost without that. Literally lost without it. I think we'll pop a gold big one there, a little one there. Is this a medium one? Is that medium? Oop. I don't know. I think it is. I think it is medium. So we'll pop a medium one there. Oops. we'll pop a small one there, and we'll pop another large one just there. What do you think about that? There's been a lot of techniques happening in this card tonight. So it looks like a normal card. There is a secret flap that opens that reveals happy birthday. And then when you open the card, it says, have the best day. We've got this gorgeous piece of embossing there. I hope you can see that. I'm pretty sure you can. Our background is embossed. It's more revealed once you open this up. But I just thought that was cute. It stands up. It stands up pretty well, just like that. And those colours, you know, experiment, guys. And don't forget this gorgeous masking we did in the background that just fills that out, and the beautiful metallic leafing. And this particular one, I've had it for donkey's years. I'm sure you can still get it. It is gold, silver and bronze, gold, silver and copper, all in the one jar. So that just makes for a very interesting finish to those leaves. Guys, let me know what you think. Pop over to my online store if there's anything you'd like to purchase and you're in Australia and you don't already have a Stampin' Up demonstrator, jilllancet.stampinup.net. Of course, you can go there and just have a sticky beak and see what the products are and how much they are. And any questions, email me, tilly2145 at gmail.com. If you'd like a copy of the matte templates, sorry about the glare, guys, also request that at the same address. Like, subscribe and share. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. Those little sequins are so gorgeous, and adding to the metallic leaves in the background, I think this is a really lovely card, even if I do say so myself. So thank you, guys, and I'll see you all on Thursday, all being well. Thank you. Take care. Stay safe. Be kind. Hooray. Bye for now.